before the stewarding season even started, I was training one of our stewards on Giant Ledge, and we were almost at the top, and I see a man carrying a woman down on his back, and her ankle is all swollen. And then I look at him and I realize he's got a prosthetic leg.
Oh.
Yeah. So I ended up helping this man and his mom who had rolled her ankle. I ended up helping them walk out from basically this summit of Giant Ledge back to the parking area. And along the way, I found out that he was the first combat wounded amputee to summit Mount Everest.
Oh, crap. Welcome to Inside the Line, the Catskills. We are live. Welcome to episode 16 of Inside the Line, the Catskills. I am here with Myra Romano, and she is a summit steward in the Catskills. Say hi, Myra.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Stash.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing excellent. I'm excited for this. I remember the first time I met you on Slide Mountain, and I was very excited. So,
me too. That was a fun day.
It was a fun couple days. We spent a couple days together, correct?
Just the one day. Yeah, because it was raining and I didn't go up Slide.
Oh yeah. We spent that day together, but I've seen you before.
Yes.
Excellent. So I'd like to thank our sponsor, Scenic Route Guiding. If you're ready to hit the trails, make sure you take the scenic route. Our guides are here to help you with your goals, big or small. Check out the Scenic Route Guiding and Gear Rentals on Instagram and Facebook for more information. Also, if you mention the podcast, you can get 10% off. Use the code word Mountain Lion. I'd like to thank our monthly subscribers, Katrina Weinig, Darren White, and John Kaminsky. Thank you guys for donating monthly, which it means a lot, and it helps a lot. Myra, are you having anything to drink tonight?
Yeah, I'm having a second fiddle from Fiddlehead Brewing.
Explain that one.
That is a double IPA.
Where's that from?
Vermont, I believe.
Oh, wow. Excellent. That's the stuff I want to hear. A lot of people are like, no, I'm having water. Like, come on.
Boring.
Exactly. Thank you.
Doing it up with a double IPA tonight.
Excellent. It makes the day easier, I guess, or the night easier.
Indeed.
So have you been on any previous hikes?
Not since Thanksgiving, actually. I was up in the Adirondacks for Thanksgiving weekend. Did Scarface, which is one of the Saranac Lake Sixers, and then Mount Joe also, which is one of my favorite hikes up there.
Oh, that view on Mount Joe is absolutely fantastic.
It's so good. Yeah.
I've seen pictures, of course. I'm not a big Adirondacks. I've hiked 2 times in the Adirondacks, but that shows Mount Joe shows the Great Range, correct?
Yes.
Nice. Excellent.
Why don't you hike up in the Adirondacks?
It's, like the drive is 3.5 hours for me.
Yeah, I get that.
So it's a little out of the way, but I'm looking to start that stuff. I want to do like a pretty epic hike sometime, maybe get like 3 or 4 of those knocked out of the way in one day, but who knows?
Yeah. I would imagine that you would love it up there.
Oh yeah. I went to Mount Van Hoevenberg a couple of years ago, and that was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And I forgot what the other one was. Goodnow Mountain. That was incredible.
Okay. I haven't done that one yet.
Oh, so easy. That's like Red Hill. And it's blows away. Yeah, I went up Windham High Peak on Sunday, and it was absolutely stunning. Beautiful day, very windy, very sunny. I was trying to get my wife doesn't really like the winter per se. She's not big on like sweating and delayering and layering back up and stuff. So I have to get her in gear for her winter hikes, and this was a good intro.
Yeah, it's a great intro.
Yeah, no ice though. That's what kind of sucked. I wanted her to get to use those spikes. Yeah, but the views were stunning. The people were nice. We ran into, I think it was a total of like 16 people, which surprised me. I thought there was going to be like 40 or something.
Which way did you go up?
from Peck Road.
Okay.
Yeah, it's easy, nice hike. Their first time hiking in like months. So she handled it very well. I was very surprised. She kicked some ass.
That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, hopefully winter will come around soon. I'm waiting for it. I'm hoping for it. I see the Adirondacks has gotten some pretty good weather, correct?
Yeah. When I was up there over Thanksgiving, it snowed pretty good the day that we went out and hiked. We were actually going to do a high peak, and we changed our plan to do Scarface instead because it was below tree line and a little shorter. So it's definitely winter up there.
Yeah, definitely not down here. It's crazy. It's really weird, and it's supposed to stay like this for a while. So
yeah,
it's disappointing a little bit.
I'm ready for winter.
Same here. Same here. I got everything packed in the car already, so it's all ready.
Nice.
I have no Catskill news. Nothing big of yet recently. I'm kind of waiting for the. I'm pretty sure yesterday, that guy that did the graffiti on the lean-to had his court session. So waiting on that stuff. It'll be
That's
fun.
definitely newsworthy.
Yes. So Myra, I'm sorry to disappoint you. I haven't been able to get some Catskill Mountain history. Myra wanted me to do history on the summit canisters, on the bushwhack canisters, but time was not on my side for the past week. So I'm so sorry, Myra.
That's okay. You'll just have to have Jim Boughton on the podcast.
You know what? He is on the list. The funny thing is I'm going to have to probably drive to see him because technology is not his, even though he's really good with his Facebook posts and everything, but
yeah.
like, I don't think he'd be able to navigate a Zoom session, but he's done it before for the 3,500 Club. So maybe that's a great idea.
Well, I think it would be worth a drive. That would be a good episode, I think.
Yeah. He's only like 40 minutes away.
Yeah.
So definitely a great idea. I've been looking up stuff about the canisters back in the 3,500 Club canister edition, and I gotta gather more information. It's tough to look up 40 years of writings and find a single one.
Well, I'm glad I gave you a topic that kind of stumped you. That means it's a good one, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, I found some good information about it. You know, they started in 1967, I believe. And of course they were put on the trailless peaks, and those that back in that day were absolutely trailless, nothing, no evidence of human life whatsoever. And absolutely stunning. That amazes me because to be honest, I started hiking here 6 years ago in the Catskills. And to be honest, there was barely any herd paths anywhere. And that was 6 years ago. That was only 6 years ago.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool stuff. So I'll definitely dig up some more information. Thank you for inspired me to definitely go deep into that topic. That's a great topic to talk about.
Well, I look forward to hearing that one for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And hopefully it'll catch a lot of people's eyes, because most of the people like here will follow the herd paths and stuff like that. They won't take the hard, difficult route.
Right.
Yeah. So one thing I wanted to go over before we jump into the guest of the night is, hold on, I got to look up statistics. So I was looking up my stats on my Anchor page, which shows me all my statistics. Funny thing is I have people from the Maldives and Germany listening to my podcast. It's really odd. I don't know why.
I wonder how they found out about it.
Yeah, exactly. Maldives and Germany, and it says Canada, which is obvious. I mean, that's right there. Stuff like that. I'm just like, wow, Canada and the Maldives. Interesting. But all right, so let's get into the topic of the night, and that is, well, our guest of the night, which is Myra Romano, and she is a summit steward for the Catskills. So Myra, why don't you introduce yourself and give a little background about yourself for everybody.
Sure. So I'm Myra. I served this year as the Trail Steward crew leader for the New York, New Jersey Trail Conference, Conservation Corps Trail Stewards in the Catskill region. So we had 6 stewards that I was 5 stewards and myself that I was in charge of kind of the whole season, which went from May until October. This is my second year as a trail steward with the trail conference. I joined last year kind of as a spur of the moment mid-pandemic decision when I was considering a career change. I worked as a graphic designer for 20 years and was furloughed at the beginning of the pandemic and was hiking a lot and decided to try something different. So that's what brought me there.
Excellent. Graphic designer. I'll have to talk to you later about that, by the way.
Yeah, definitely.
Excellent. So Myra was very involved last year and the year before that when COVID hit. The Catskills saw an amazing surge in guests. Just absolutely insane. I remember one of the days hiking on a winter day, and I saw Panther Mountain full, and then also a mile up and down the road full. It's just I've never seen that before. So they were busy the past 3 years. So I'm going to go over. Myra shared some information with me a couple days ago. She should have sent this to me a week ago, right?
Yes, I should have. Sorry about that.
It's okay. It's okay. That's perfect. So I went over this. I think it was this morning I went over this, and it just blew me away. So I'm going to go over some statistics that she shared with me. So what we're going to start out with, the Catskill Forest Preserve total. So there are 4 steward locations. Total stewarding days across all those 4 locations are 173 days. Total hikers encountered almost 15,000 hikers. Unbelievable. Hikers educated, assisted, which I think, they gave them basic information or extreme information about hiking, was 8,742. The backpackers encountered was 1,143. Hikers directed to other park locations, which I'm guessing they were probably not well prepared for the hike, 1,844. Hikers directed to local towns, 1,200. Illegal campers observed, 25. Illegal campers confronted, which has got to be crazy. We'll go over that later, 19. Illegal fire rings and campsites removed, which I've seen quite often, 62. Lost hikers helped, 315. Amazing. This is why we have them up there. And injured hikers helped, 13. So all those stats is a whole Catskill Forest Preserve, which is amazing. Now, in this report that Myra, you made this, correct?
Correct.
This is, I skimmed through this and I was like, wow, she's really good.
Thank you.
Anytime. So in the Burroughs Range, total stewarding days were 44. Hikers encountered was almost 4,200 hikers. Educated assisted was half of that. Wow. The busiest day was October 17th, which is 213 hikers. Wow. What does that have any significance?
I think it was peak fall foliage time.
Yes.
I think that weekend, which weirdly was also our last weekend stewarding, which was the busiest weekend. But I think it was just because of the peak foliage.
Good call. And especially in the Burroughs Range is an absolutely stunning place. Backpackers encountered on the Burroughs Range was 582, which I see, they're doing a through hike through the Burroughs Range and Panther Mountain. Hikers directed to other park locations, 505, which is pretty significant. Illegal campers observed was 12. Wow, that's probably they're all on Wittenberg. Confronted of those 9. Damn, this is crazy stuff. Lost hikers helped 109. Injured hikers 5. Wow. Just on the Burroughs Range alone. Keeping going through it. So they were also on Giant Ledge and Panther Mountain. Holy crap, looking at these statistics. Total hikers encountered 5,885. Holy crap. That is over almost half of what you encountered the whole year. Wow. Hikers educated assisted 3,000, almost 3,500. Wow, it's crazy. That is over half of what hike there. It's people doing their wedding photos or something.
Definitely the busiest location that we stewarded at.
Unbelievable. And you know what's funny? That place is not easy to get to. Giant Ledge is not easy to get to.
No.
Yeah, it's really crazy. So backpackers accounted 346 was just crazy. We'll just skip down to lost hikers help 63. Not bad out of 5,000 people. That is pretty crazy. It's almost 6,000 actually. Injured hikers 6. Yeah, still. North Point. It's a very busy place. Beautiful place. Total hikers 3,295. That's not bad. Busiest day July 24th, of course. Definitely a popular area. It's crazy that I see more. What else is cool? Lost hikers help 86. Only one injured hiker, surprisingly. Wow, especially in that area.
All the injuries in that area are at Catskill.
Of course.
Not at North Point. It was pretty quiet up at North Point, to be honest.
That's one of the easiest hikes I found, and one of the most easiest and actually unforgettable.
Oh yeah, it's stunning up there.
Yeah, especially if you know your route. If you go from either direction, it's still one of the best hikes. And that last part up to North Point is actually challenging. So it really brings you to the Catskills.
But it's short.
Exactly. Unless you chose it from Scott Road, which I love to do.
Yeah.
So we'll go over what is this Blackhead, and then there's Blackhead range. Total hikers encountered only 1,600. Wow, that's surprising. Educated assisted about half of that. Unbelievable. Busiest day was June 26th, which was 144 hikers. Backpackers 112. Good amount of backpackers, I would say, because you could do the whole loop. Directed to other locations 351. Look at this. Illegal campers observed 0. Illegal campers confronted 0, which is amazing because that place on Camel's Hump is actually a popular place. So that's good.
Lots of fire rings, though. That was, even though we didn't see any illegal campers, we removed a lot of fire rings there from areas very close to the trail.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of places you can build that stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, 17 legal fire rings 17. Lost hikers helped 57. It's a decent amount. And look at that, days with rain 12 out of 44 or 39 days. Ugh.
It was a rainy year. Yeah.
But good. And also we have trail maintenance, days 18 hours, 539 hours, 57 blowdown removed. Amazing. Trails cleared almost 17 miles, and total distance covers was almost 90 miles. Unbelievable stats. Amazing work by Myra and her associates. What you call that? Companions?
Crew members, I guess.
Crew members. There we go. So amazing job. Once again, an inspiration to the Catskills and a great educational piece of the Catskills that we need. We need all around the United States. So it's very important that we have the Summit Stewards in the Catskills. So once again, thank you, Myra, and thank you to your crew.
Yeah, absolutely. Education is huge. Definitely much needed out there,
especially at a time like these. So where are you? Do you rotate your Summit Steward, specifically you? Do you rotate between places all the time?
Yeah, so we had these 4 locations that we just went over: Burroughs Range, Giant Ledge and Panther, North Point, and then the Blackhead Range. And then we were also responsible for Minnewaska, Gertrude's Nose, and the Verketer Kill Falls trailhead at Sam's Point. So between those 6 locations, we had 6 stewards that we would rotate throughout the season, and kind of we would all get to experience each location.
Wow. Yeah. That is awesome. That's a whole different set of areas. Giant Ledge and Panther, of course, they all experience some different elevation changes, but different areas, different popular areas. So like Gertrude's Nose, that's down in Harriman, correct?
That's in Minnewaska.
Minnewaska. Okay. Is that a very popular place?
Very, very popular. Yeah. Wow. The numbers for Minnewaska and Sam's Point are actually much higher just because of how easy it is to access. They're more front country than the Catskill locations. So there's, big parking lots. It's much closer to the city, definitely higher numbers. easier trails, very Instagram worthy viewpoints.
Of course. The gram.
Yep.
I mean, I don't blame them. I really don't. That's the way I'm doing business right now, actually, for the podcast. Also, so you're a trail steward crew leader. So can you explain that to the listeners?
Sure. So the crew leader is basically just responsible for making the schedule, sort of, I was stewarding just like everyone else the whole year. It was more of just kind of a cheerleading position and interfacing with the park partners and land managers to kind of coordinate, trail maintenance work and figuring out, where stewards were needed on those days. But yeah, just kind of managing and making sure that everything was running smoothly.
So do you have to like hop around from place to place to check at different times, different days, what's going on in that area?
That was really difficult. I think that was more the idea, was like kind of like float around each weekend and like check in with people, see how it's going. But because there was only 6 of us, I ended up, basically stewarding a specific location each weekend, just like everyone else. And it was one of the challenges was keeping in touch with everyone because, as you know, the Catskills is kind of a cell phone service dead zone. So I would be, out of reach from the rest of the crew a lot of the time.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty big problem stuff, especially when they have questions for you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of dead zone in the Catskills. So don't rely on your headphones once again, everybody, or your headphones, your cell phones once again. But yeah, so that's really cool that you sort of get to bounce everywhere and help out. So what inspired you to become a summit steward?
I've always been really into hiking. I grew up in the Hudson Valley, grew up in Peekskill, spent a lot of time hiking in, local Hudson Valley areas like Fonstock and Harriman, Catskills. And as I mentioned before, I worked as a graphic designer for many years. And when I was furloughed at the beginning of the pandemic, I was doing a lot of hiking in my local area. And I had the Trail Conference website open in my browser for months and noticed on their jobs page, Trail Steward. I said, "What? That sounds pretty cool. I think I'll sign up for that because I don't want to sit in front of a computer for 40 hours a week anymore." So it was just sort of a good timing sort of situation where I was looking to make a change and trying to follow something that I was more passionate about. And that just kind of fell into my lap at the time.
Awesome. So what training did you have to go through to be a summit steward?
So we are certified Leave No Trace trainers. We did wilderness first aid, and then just, sort of being trained on the local areas. A lot of it is, you just kind of learn as you go because every location that we steward at has very specific questions that we'll get from people. But yeah, beyond the Leave No Trace and wilderness first aid, it's just kind of learning as we go.
Yeah, definitely. And especially like you said, different locations offer different experiences.
Yeah.
Being a summit steward at Slide Mountain, I was, we talked a lot, you and I, that one day, and a lot of the problems basically are the illegal campsites, and people just go up and party.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And that actually brings me to my next question for you. Besides the illegal campsites that we just talked about, what is the most common problem on the trails that you have encountered during your summit steward?
I think from what I saw both in the Catskills, Minnewaska, and Hudson Valley locations where I was a steward in 2020, definitely the biggest problem is just hiker preparedness. And, that's anything from researching what trail they're taking, how difficult it is, knowing when the sun sets and what they're carrying with them, headlamps, not just using their cell phone flashlights. Lots of people that are starting starting these big hikes thinking that they can tackle it in a day and not really knowing for sure. But I think that was definitely the biggest problem, is just a lot of conversations with people that didn't really prepare for the day.
Oh yeah, that seemed to be a big thing we ran into on slide too.
Yeah.
Just basically someone walking up with a water bottle, and I'm just like,
Yep.
this is 6 miles total. I mean, but it's still, 12 to 1400 feet of gain. You're going to be sweating like profusely. One water bottle will not last.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, just encountering that, when someone's coming from Malid Valley going up to Wittenberg, and then we're like, oh yeah, we're going to do Wittenberg and Cornell. I'm like, not with one water bottle, you aren't.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, I think a lot of people just need to either learn the hard way or be educated by someone who has more information than them.
Yeah, that's correct. That's perfect. And sometimes those people take that information and deep and learn, and sometimes those people don't.
Yep.
And that's when they learn the hard way, and they come back. What I call is the walk of shame.
we all were there once. I mean, I climbed Mount Washington wearing jeans, so I was a noob at one time.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, I used to do my first year in the Catskills. I used khakis, winter hiking as well.
That's better than jeans, at least.
The bottom, you know what? I like my khakis because I had a lot of pockets. That's the only reason why.
Yeah, pockets are great.
But they still froze from the knee down in the winter. So once again, no khakis, everybody. Moisture wicking pants.
Yes.
It's definitely worth it. So have you being like the past 3 years, do you have any crazy times to tell us about, like, some like close call moments, or maybe some like out of control moments?
Honestly, like for everything that we experienced, there wasn't anything really that dramatic or crazy. Myself and some of the other trail stewards definitely helped out with some rescues and some walkouts, different wilderness areas. Before the stewarding season even started, I was training one of our stewards on Giant Ledge, and we were almost at the top, and I see a man carrying a woman down on his back, and her ankle is all swollen. And then I look at him and I realize he's got a prosthetic leg.
Oh.
Yeah. So I ended up helping this man and his mom, who had rolled her ankle. I ended up helping them walk out from basically this summit of Giant Ledge back to the parking area. And along the way, I found out that he was the first combat wounded amputee to summit Mount Everest.
Oh, crap.
Yeah. Super, super nice guy. I mean, like, he was very fit, very in shape. I mean, his mom just happened to roll her ankle. I think she broke it, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So basically this guy has, no wonder why he was carrying her. He has like the training to do that crap.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that was probably the craziest thing I experienced all season. I mean, I definitely like helped some other people out with like, minor injuries, and really nothing that crazy overall.
That's interesting. It just seems like within these past 3 years that those crazy incidents with COVID and the uprise and hikers, that you would be doing everything and anything possible.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely, I don't know, this year was slower than last year. I think the most I counted on Giant Ledge last year was 700
in a day.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
If you know that parking area, like I was like, how do 700 people even fit there in one day?
Right.
But they find ways to park
illegally
all up and down the road.
Yeah. Oh my God. 700 people. Holy, that's insane.
Yeah. So compared with this year, I think our busiest day was like 400 something on Giant Ledge, which was, seemed like way less compared to the craziness of last year.
Absolutely.
But I think, this summer with, people being vaccinated, that they think they were going back to what they were doing before the pandemic.
Beaches, flying out of their country, stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah. So have you have any I like to keep this positive as I can. Do you have any like funny times where you're just like, I don't know. I'm trying to make the positive attitude here. So any like hilarious things of like, somebody passed out on the trail from being wasted or something.
uh, no, surprisingly, I didn't see any wasted people. Definitely some suspiciously, maybe we're on some psychedelics
Nice. Yeah.
people.
Yeah. Like Panther Mountain, I'm guessing.
I think that was at Minnewaska, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So we did a night hike on Panther Mountain one time. Me and my SAR team, and off in the distance we could hear some like drumming music, like some hippie drum beat music. And we like look and we can see a little fire. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm like, they're actually, 150 feet off trail. That's actually a positive. But like just hearing that from that distance, I'm just like, what are they doing over there? I'm just like, are they doing drugs? Are they alcohol? Are they having a good time? I'm just like, it's none of my business. They're 150 feet off trail. They're following the rules.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of how I looked at everything is like, as long as people are being safe and they're not a danger to themselves or people around them, like have your fun, just be respectful.
Yeah. And if they're nice, that's a great
Yeah.
thing. They treat you with respect. That's awesome. I've found that you treat them with respect, they'll treat you with respect. So they'll respect you.
Yeah, I would say, because of the number of people that we interact with out there, like the majority of people are super nice, super friendly. Like, even when you have to tell them, like, hey, you shouldn't be doing this, and here's why, like, most people are super receptive to it. I think I've only had one person say to me, like, go call the cops.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll agree with that. Being at slide, we had a lot of very positive people, a lot of people, that were thankful that we turned them around, that they didn't have to hike 6 miles up a mountain. And then I agree. We had one person that was really interesting at slide. Were you there for that one? The guy that was like a military vet and what did border control?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I did
That
see that guy.
that was the craziest thing I've ever seen. When you open up the back of your trunk and it's beeping like a truck backing up, you got to know something's up.
Yeah, that guy was wild.
Yeah, we seriously were just like, "Hey, sir, how you doing?" He's like, "I'm fine. I'm going up Slide Mountain." We're like, "Okay, all right." And then when he came back, he was a super sweet guy. He was a very nice guy. Definitely some crazy times, that you have probably with the thousands and thousands of people. I still can't believe that report. Almost 15,000 people. Amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I think my perception of like what's crazy is also kind of skewed. Like to me, like seeing a guy hiking barefoot in Crocs, like that's crazy. But
How many times did you see that?
definitely more than a couple times. Yeah.
Unbelievable. And where was that at?
That was Giant Ledge.
God, that's yeah. A lot of people underestimate Giant Ledge. I find that way difficult than going right after Giant Ledge to Panther Mountain.
Yeah.
But it's very crazy how people underestimate Giant Ledge, and they're just like, oh yeah, it's only like 1.6 miles in.
Yeah, it's got some good scrambles though. I mean, like overall, like slide is longer and more elevation, but that's an easier walk. I always felt.
Mm-hmm. And it's and to me, Panther Mountain is slimy. That's what I or Giant Ledge is slimy.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely more running water and more moisture.
Yep.
So a lot of us has noticed that the times when COVID started to hit, that it definitely increased. Like everybody wanted to get outside, everybody wanted to get to the mountains, everybody wanted to post those Instagram photos.
Yeah.
um, so tell us about 2020 when COVID was going on. Was it absolutely insane? Was it okay? Back and forth.
Yeah, I mean it was bonkers, but like it was also really interesting and weird to see, like people coming out in droves to go hiking. and wearing their masks outdoors because we didn't know anything. Like we don't know what's safe. There's no vaccine. And, just seeing people that are, Giant Ledge in particular, like, and you can see it now, like the erosion that has happened on the trail from people trying to stay 6 feet away from other people when there's 700 people going there in one day. Like that, it widens the trail like crazy. But I think, generally people just wanted to get out and do something. And it was a weird time. Definitely sort of felt like things were getting back to normal this year, but definitely still pretty busy.
Yeah, I agree. And it was, during those times, I remember I was only an hour and a half away, and I was, you're told to stay in your own county, this and that. And when they lifted that up, they said, like, I forgot what the distance was. I went hiking. I did Bear Pen first, and we were the only ones on there. And then after that, I did Slide Mountain with my wife one time. And when we went up, and we were just like, oh my God. And just the trails were packed.
Yeah.
And, Slide wasn't too bad. We got an actual parking spot inside, but Panther Mountain and Giant Ledge were flooded. And at that time, I'm just like, oh my God, hopefully the stewards and the rangers aren't like dying from this stuff.
Yeah.
And you're right. It was a definitely weird time when people wanted to get out. And they were, like you said, we did like Blackhead. And once you saw some person, you would put your mask up and you would try to stay away or turn your back, which is very odd. It was such an odd time, like you said.
Yeah, it was weird. I mean, I think in a way it was really cool to see everyone, getting outdoors because it was the only thing that they could do and trying to, maintain their sanity in some way. And I think it definitely brought some appreciation of the outdoors to many people who didn't really, care about it before. Definitely met lots of people who only discovered hiking in the last year or two and are, really all about it. And they probably wouldn't have done it if it wasn't for COVID.
Correct. Yeah. And, we had difficult times, of course, in the Catskills. We had the Catskill area and stuff like that. But you know what? That also brought more education to the Catskills. Yeah. Now people are coming more to the Catskills, brings more economy to our towns, stuff like that. It's it's a kind of double-edged sword, really.
Yeah, for sure.
I was once one of those guys that's just like, I want the Catskills to myself. I'm like, I want these viewpoints to myself. But that's not the case. I figured out that if I can enjoy it, anybody can enjoy it. And it's just as long as they do it with respect. And that's what you guys are there for.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I think, it's the outdoors is for everyone. Like nobody should feel like they're not allowed in the outdoors. They don't belong there, whether they're from the area or they're not from the area. I think it's something for all of us to enjoy.
Yeah, agree. We got to open up, and education is the key right now. And that's a big reason why I'm doing this. And this big reason why I'm bringing people like you on here is for education, because what you've done is absolutely phenomenal in the Catskills, just to let you know.
Thank you.
Anytime. I can't wait for next year to be up there on Slide Mountain with you and other stewards. It'll definitely be more interesting because we'll know each other, and then we'll probably bash on each other.
Oh, I can't wait.
with memes and stuff like that. So, we've kind of gone over this. Do you think the trailhead stewards are helping out the Catskills and other places in the United States as well?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So one of the things that I experienced this year was at Minnewaska. They were a Leave No Trace hotspot, which is a really cool program that Leave No Trace does, where they identify, I think it's like 10 locations across the US for a year. And they'll go and they'll sort of like help the park determine like what they can do to increase leave no trace messaging. And so I took part in this at Minnewaska, and one of the things that they showed was in their research that on the ground education and stewardship was the most effective way of making change.
Yeah, agree.
And I definitely, I see that with every conversation that I had and hearing from my stewards, like the difference that we're making every weekend just by being out there and being a presence, being in uniform. People respect us, they see us, and they trust what we're telling them. And I think it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, definitely. They see that uniform, and they know you're trained, and they know you're educated on the topics that they have questions about, basically.
Yep. Or they think we're Boy Scouts.
Yeah, that's why you got to put all the patches you get on it and just be like, look at all these patches.
Yep.
Any patch you can get, put it on there. Yeah, definitely. I agree with you on that. Like, I got to say it, and this is kind of a meme way, tenfold. But like, you guys have been helping out so much in the education. Like I said, the illegal camping, people don't know that. And you're there and you're just like, hey guys, this is a illegal campsite, but over down here is where you can camp legally. And they'll be like, oh my God, thank you very much.
Yeah, I think honestly, most people don't know. Like everyone that I approached who was camping illegally, they just didn't know the regulations. And I think a lot of the rules and regulations are not that easy to figure out. Like you really have to like do a lot of research and read. I mean, sometimes it's obvious, but most people, when I would approach them, they would say, oh, I had no idea I couldn't camp here. I'll pack up and move immediately. I never got any pushback with people. It's not to say that there are people out there camping on the ledges at Giant Ledge, which I, always heard about, but never saw.
Oh, I saw it. Remember that time I told you I went up there in the night?
Yes. Yep.
Somebody was setting up there and I had to tell them, I'm like, dude, you're not going to want to do this. A, because you're going to get yelled at by a forest ranger. B, because you're going to fall off the cliff and die.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys are there for education. And I would say, these past few years, I think a lot of people have accepted that education and, not resented it, have not said like, oh, you can't tell me what to do.
Yeah.
And, like you said, the hands-on education is way more easier and way more effective than the online looking education, the Google lookup. Yeah.
And it's, I think there's not enough rangers out there to go out and enforce the rules. And, that's not necessarily the best way to get the message across. I think it's, like I was driving one morning to Giant Ledge and I passed by the parking area for Slide and I saw somebody set up in a tent in the parking area, which you're not supposed to camp in the parking areas. So I, of course, put the car in reverse and pull in there and I let them know like, oh, there's, the rangers are going to be coming up here soon. Just want you guys to know you can't camp here. You should probably pack up. And they were pretty receptive to it.
Yeah. And that's, I try to do the same thing as well. Sometimes because, I'm in regular clothes, they'll tell me to, unfortunately, fuck off. I hate to say it like that, but I've been told that several times. And, other times people are just like, well, where did you get this information? Well, usually it's the DEC, the New York State DEC.
Yeah.
Plus, it's also, I wouldn't say common sense, but I forgot the term that I would use. Oh man. But like, you start a fire above 3,500 feet where there's basically no vegetation, it's going to spread like a forest fire. And they'd be like, oh, really? Oh yeah. Well, this is all dry. Yep. And that helps. It does help. The hands-on education helps a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw that basically over Pikamoose Trailhead. I mean, that was a big leave no trace hotspot back in 2018, 19.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And like you said, that leave no trace principle and that leave no trace program is absolutely phenomenal. It's helped out so much. I'm so glad that you are participating in this. And I this brings us to my biggest question of the night. What kind of knife do you carry for protection from mountain lions? This is serious. This is serious. Take this seriously because they're real.
So I consider myself a cat whisperer. So I like to talk them down with some treats.
And then you lay on the ground and be like, pss, pss, pss.
Yeah, I don't need to resort to violence. I go in with some treats and get a cuddle with them.
That is awesome. That's perfect. Oh man, I got to start using that. Maybe violence is not the answer towards mountain lions.
Yeah, violence is never the answer.
All right. So basically, so I'm changing my way of approaching mountain lions. I'm going to lay on my back and then start pss, 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 and see what happens. Okay. Because
wait till they expose their belly, give them a belly rub,
and then give them some friskies.
Yep.
Oh wow, so different approach. I'll have to tell my friend Greg about this. He's going to totally flip when he hears about this. So, can we donate to help the Summit Steward? Where can we donate to this?
Yes, everyone should please donate or volunteer with the New York, New Jersey Trail Conference. They have a lot of volunteer opportunities for trail maintenance, even trail stewarding, volunteer opportunities, or you can just donate.
Yeah. I mean, I've donated as well. I've donated my time and my money towards the New York, New Jersey Trail Conference. They do a phenomenal job, and they are updating a lot of different places in the Catskills. They're very busy. So once again, anybody, if you can donate to the New York, New Jersey Trail Conference, check them out. Check out donating towards the Summit Stewards online. You could probably search Summit Stewards of Catskills or Summit Stewards of New York State, I'm guessing. So once again, thank you, Myra, for joining me tonight. I had a great time. It was a little short session. Wow, we got to do this one more time. So we'll do this after this new year.
Sounds great.
Yeah, you got to give me some more crazy times and funny times. All right, you got to get some crazy stuff in there if you can do that legally.
We'll see about that.
Get out too much information so you don't get fired. But I'd like to thank the Summit Stewards. Thank you so much for what you have done in the Catskills, for your education. It is amazing what you guys have done, what you guys had to go through in the past 3 years, through visiting people approaching you, people you'd have to encounter. The weather is a big factor as well. Thank you, Myra, and thank you for your team. Give them, please, hugs for me. Maybe I'll go back onto a hike and give them a hug, and they'll be like, what the hell is this? So just tell them they're getting a hug from me.
Who's this weird guy?
Yes, exactly. Who's this weird bearded tattoo guy? Thank you, volunteers, as well. Any volunteers in the Catskills for what you have done in the past 2 to 3 years, in the past 20 to 30 years even. The last 2 to 3 years have definitely been an uprising hikers, and we definitely thank you for what you have done. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Scenic Route Guiding. Thank the donors as well. Myra, I believe you've donated before, you and Sean, correct?
Yes, we bought you two cups of coffee, I think.
Actually, that went towards the alcohol, by the way. Sorry.
Oh, what are you drinking tonight, by the way?
Oh, wow. A good old rum and Coke.
Oh, nice. Classic.
Yeah, exactly. I resort to that really quickly because the day snaps by so quick. So this does the trick really quick, and it makes me calm down.
No eggnog tonight?
No, not tonight. I gotta get some. I got a coupon for a free eggnog. I can't wait. I gotta finish that up. It's like, it's December 15th. Like, when does eggnog start going out of stock? Like January 14th.
Probably pretty soon.
Yeah. But thank you for bringing that up. I totally forgot about that. See, maybe I got a new co-host here. Subscribe on any platform. I'm pretty sure I'm on any available platform. I looked it up. A lot of people are on Spotify. Let me go look real quick. Spotify, Apple, Overcast, Anchor, a bunch of other places as well. So subscribe. I've heard a good thing to do is to leave a rating or a message or something like that. Donate, buy me a coffee, whatever. Soon we're going to be going to donating towards a 501c3 group in the Catskills. There are many groups out there that I'll be donating to, hopefully. So we'll accumulate some time for this podcast, and then we'll donate and make a formal donation to a club or something around here. So look me up on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. Myra, do you have any platforms do you want to be popular to? You can give a shout out.
I mean, if people want to follow me on Instagram, I'm at Myra Romano. I'm private, but if you request to follow me and we have friends in common, I'll probably approve it. Otherwise, you can check out at NYNJTC, which is the trail conference, and then at TC Conservation Corps, which is for the trail stewards, the trail crew, and invasives.
Excellent. Awesome. So cool. Myra, thank you for joining me once again. I will definitely have you on again, maybe after next year or sometime soon, for stuff that you and Sean have probably done.
That sounds awesome. We'd love that.
I'd like to have Sean on here for some metal kind of stuff.
He'll be super entertaining.
Good. I want to hear those. I need those. I need those entertaining, funny stories. You know, this is getting too serious. I just had yesterday I had the conversation with the Rangers, and that was intimidating.
Really?
Oh yeah, it was very. I was sweating. I didn't have anything. I didn't have anything to drink, so I'm just like. So, but Myra, thank you for joining me once again on Inside the Line, the Catskills. I hope you have a great night and enjoy whatever you're going to be doing. Enjoy Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sash, for having me. So super fun.
Yes, definitely. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye.